before we get into today's run, I just wanted to talk you through roughly what my week is going to look like from now on. As you will be aware, I'm obviously aiming to secure a faster time at my second marathon in August, and there are a couple of factors which I mentioned before which I'll consider slightly closer to the time in terms of weather and things like that. But what I can control now is a really solid second block of marathon training, which is going to incorporate some new workouts and things that I hadn't paid a huge amount of attention to before because my priority was getting distance on the legs. But now what I'm doing is moving to a stage where I'm just trying to tweak my practice. I'm trying to build strength, build stamina over time and become a more developed runner. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm then going to go out and suddenly do some sub-4 performance at a marathon, but what it does mean is hopefully when it comes to marathon day, things that I have focused on over the 16-week block will come to fruition and allow me to be a more confident performer on the day. So what does my week typically look like now? What I have in front of me is an 18-week plan, which I've adapted to a 16-week plan just simply because of the time when I made a decision about selecting this plan in particular. It was the week before Brighton Marathon. So of course I wasn't going to be doing any running that week, and equally I was taking the week off, which is this week now that I've just spoken about. Okay, so let's talk through the plan for this week, and each week is slightly different. So I'm not going to go over the whole plan right now, but you'll get a sense of what is incorporated within my week, which it does look and it does feel different to my previous training block, but of course the focus, as I mentioned before, was something slightly different. So what I'm going to be doing this week, I have got rest days, but I've also got hills, which is a workout you're about to see. So I'm going to be using obviously a warm up and a cool down, and in between I'm going to be doing 5 reps, roughly 60 to 90 seconds of hill work. Now the particular hill that I'm focusing on to start with, because I haven't paid a huge amount of attention to this particular skill, was probably going to come in slightly shy of the 60 seconds, but if it means I do an extra rep or an extra 2 reps, I'm totally cool with that. The hill I've selected is actually pretty close to my house, which is why I'm doing it. I don't need to drive or go anywhere in particular. Even though I've got the 2k where I could run to somewhere, I think certainly starting out it's best to just take baby steps and not be too keen and throw too much at it when I'm still in the learning period. I've got a 6k marathon pace run, which coming in on Wednesday. Got some strength training on Thursday, so that is likely to be work that I do at home. I may well involve going to the gym, but I've got a kind of a set of disciplines and skills that I want to really hone in on. So certainly for the first week or so, I'm going to be doing a lot of at-home work and practicing those skills, and then I will use the gym as required. But that's going to be happening this week. I've got a 10k easy with 6 times strides. Now that is new to me. It's something that I've not paid much attention to in the past, so I'm pleased to see that in there, and I'm going to give that my best shot. Again, in a bit of a learning curve still, but ultimately got a 10k easy there, and I will incorporate those strides as required. I'm trying to be a serious student. I'm trying to, like I say, develop as a runner. So I like to see things in there that are new. I've got a rest day on a Saturday. In the past, that has been the day that I've been doing my runs. And I've got my long runs on a Sunday. Now, of course, there's still some flexibility there. If I choose to move some things around, then I will do so. But I'm going to try my very best to stick to these plans because, for example, I can see just scrolling on the plan, there's a few Saturdays where it says park runs. Well, I'm not always necessarily going to be able to get to a park run, but what I will do is do the 5k distance at a tempo pace, which is described, which leaves me then with a long run Sunday that focuses on it being strictly easy. This week my long run goes 6k easy, 3k tempo, 3k marathon and 5k easy. So I'm quite excited about giving that a go. And I mentioned before that I've got timing parameters within this new training block. So I've got them up on the wall and I know roughly where I need to be within in those different sections. So what the easy looks like, what tempo, what marathon looks like, and then easy again. And I'm going to do that based on a performance of, just bear with me one moment, based on a performance of achieving the 4 hour range. So it means I am running slightly faster, but as an example, some of the easy speeds that I've been working on, I know that I've been doing that in my previous training block. So I do want to just try and keep things relatively familiar. The 4:15 sees me being slightly slower across all those 4 areas. So I think it's important to at least have a go at trying to just level up what I'm doing. And obviously if I'm working towards a 4-hour time for the marathon, that then gives me a buffer and a window of potentially 28 minutes, although I'm aiming for the 4:15, but it just means that I get to that starting line with, I think, a better general fitness if I've been working towards those paces. So yeah, that is the goal, that's the plan, that's what I'm doing. And yeah, I thought I'd just share that with you so you can just start to hear maybe how my runs are going to feel a little bit different to how they were before, because I'm trying to change it up. And like I said, I want to improve, I want to do more, and I want to have a training plan that means that I get the opportunity to explore some new areas and develop some skills which I clearly haven't spent enough time on. As I mentioned in my race recap for Brighton Marathon, I was really happy with my performance, and things that I touched upon in my training, such as the hills, really did benefit me hugely in the race. But it's now time to start, just turning the dial and being even more disciplined with what I want to do in order to be the best I can be on the day. So, sorry that was a little bit long, but I thought, why not share with you a little bit more of an in-depth look at what I'm going to be focusing on in the coming week. And I will try and give you a little bit of an update each week about what the week ahead looks like.